When it comes to the race for the United States Senate, Attorney John Deaton is competing against incumbent Elizabeth Warren, who is notorious for her anti-cryptocurrency stance. As a result of her stance, Deaton believes that Warren should be avoided. A wager of $1 million has been made on Deaton, and he has been taking part in a broad variety of events in order to further his campaign, which appears to be moving along fairly successfully when compared to what he did. Before the campaign started, however, he has been presenting a smaller number of topics concerning problems relating to cryptocurrencies. When compared to the circumstances prior to the beginning of the campaign, there is a contrast. Deaton, in his capacity as a member of the cherished XRP community, has produced a lengthy topic that provides his most current comments regarding the continuing controversy surrounding the veto of the Staff Accounting Bulletin 121 by the United States Senate. This thread contains Deaton's thoughts. There is a very long thread in this instance. The bill will have a negative impact not just on investors and customers, but also on the entire framework of the financial system. There was a big thread that indicated that the regulation would make it impossible for traditional financial institutions to interact with Bitcoin, and this was expressed by the American Bankers Association. The American Bar Association wrote a letter to Vice President Joe Biden just before he announced his intention to veto the congressional resolution that was intended to abolish the recommendations provided by the United States Securities and Exchange Commission 121. The resolution was supposed to eliminate the recommendations. On the 31st of May, the letter was submitted. The SAB 121 constitutes a considerable shift from the accounting approach that has been utilized for custodial assets for a very long time, according to the American Bar Association, which raised this information to the attention of the public. It is because of this that the sector faces a danger to its capacity to maintain the reliability and security of digital assets. According to the American Bankers Association, customers are left with a limited number of trustworthy solutions that are completely regulated to protect their digital asset portfolios. This eventually puts customers in a more precarious position. They are left with those options. This is due to the fact that placing limitations on the ability of banks to provide certain services results in clients having fewer options available to them. As a result of the Bank of America and Protect exercising their veto authority over the bill, he has stated that they are defending entrenched financial institutions by making it more difficult for them to provide these services. Attorney Deaton is anticipating that she will be able to ensure that Senator Elizabeth Warren is unable to find work in November. Deaton is hopeful that this will be possible. In light of the fact that Senator Elizabeth Warren found this to be a very exciting development, Deaton is hopeful that Attorney Deaton will be able to succeed in this endeavor. It is possible that the pro-cryptocurrency proclamation that was issued by the American Bar Association may come as a surprise, especially when one takes into consideration the fact that a report was presented in the year 2017. It has been suggested that Senator Elizabeth Warren received assistance from the American Bar Association in the process of creating legislation that is opposed to cryptocurrency. According to him, there is a way of advancement that is doable for some individuals who are working in the Bitcoin field. He believes that this potential exists. 5 months before the election, Stuart Alderode, chief legal officer of Ripple, claimed that the law will anger 20% of the voting population in the United States who are in possession of cryptocurrencies. Stuart Alderode is the one who made this assertion. Bitcoin BTC Deaton's comments not only call attention to the current problem, but they also shed light on the potential for peace within the Bitcoin industry. This is because they bring to light the prospects of peace. It is emphasized by the individual who is speaking that there is not a single voter bloc that is opposed to cryptocurrency. The fact that those persons who are concerned about the situation are the ones that are interested in cryptocurrency is also a contributing factor. When it comes to cryptocurrencies, there is not a single voter bloc that is opposed to them, and the people who are concerned about it are the ones that are interested in cryptocurrencies. A total of $1 million has been invested on this lawsuit by Attorney John Deaton, and as the fundraising quarter comes to a close on June 30th, there is an opportunity to assist in taking action to address this matter. You are able to take advantage of this chance. On the other hand, the speaker admits that there is not a lot of room for victory when it comes to Elizabeth Warren. On the other hand, the speaker admits that everything in his life has been a struggle against any and all odds. After overcoming a number of obstacles, including dropping out of high school for the first 3.5 months, working 30 hours per week, undergoing treatment for testicular cancer, and attempting to make it through an extremely challenging first year of law school, he has eventually come to the realization that he is unable to accomplish the objectives that he has established for himself. After taking on the Securities and Exchange Commission and taking a stand against the government on behalf of token holders from all over the world, including 602,000 Massachusetts holders, he was commissioned as a second lieutenant 10 weeks after he took on the SEC. Senator Elizabeth Warren, who represents you, continues to serve in the state of Massachusetts. He did this in opposition to the government on behalf of token holders and token holders from all over the world. She was the one who initiated the conflict in the first place. Moreover, the Speaker asserts that if Judge Tories had not declared that XRP itself is not a security, then the situation would have been different. Without the added oomph that John Deaton bestowed upon the event, it would not have been possible for it to take place. The fact that he was able to represent more than 75,000 holders of XRP as a result of his efforts made it very evident that this was necessary even in the absence of the additional pressure that was being placed. As a conclusion, the one who is speaking is of the opinion that the event would not have taken place if Deaton had not contributed his additional oomph. Owners of XRP were the ones who experienced the consequences of John Deaton's conduct earlier than everyone else. It is safe to say that John Deaton's actions had a significant influence on the entire crypto asset class. Furthermore, they were the ones who were the first to experience the repercussions of his conduct. Despite the fact that he is still making significant contributions to his life, there is no other component that can compare to the magnitude of the influence that this individual has had. Elizabeth Warren, who is currently serving as the Speaker of the House of Representatives, is currently campaigning for Senate and is being accused of lying and misrepresenting herself. At the same time, she is running for a seat in the Senate. Her personal assets equal to $1 million, which she has invested in the campaign with the expectation of reaching their goal of winning. The Senator Elizabeth Warren has attacked her, describing her as an extremist on the far right and a threat to democratic institutions. She has also been called a threat to democratic institutions. Not only that, but she has also been the target of criticism from other individuals. Despite the fact that there have been criticisms directed at Warren's support for Warren, with 50% of readers of Boston.com thinking that she is susceptible to losing against her fans, Warren has continued to back Warren. Warren has been subjected to this criticism of his performance. When compared to Warren, the results of a study that was conducted the year before indicated that former Republican Governor Charlie Baker would emerge victorious in a fight for the Senate by a margin of 15 points. Furthermore, Boston, she has been given a horrible approval rating of 41 due to the fact that she has only been successful in passing one measure as a primary sponsor over the course of the past 12 years. Despite the fact that she finished third in the Democratic presidential primary behind only Joe Biden and Bernie Sanders, she has received a low approval rating as a consequence of this. In the part of the country where she was born, she is not held in particularly high esteem. The Speaker has put together the appropriate team, which includes senior members of the team that worked for Governor Baker, in order to guarantee that his campaign will be carried out in an efficient manner. Massachusetts has the largest amount of independent voters of any state in the United States when compared to the other states in the country. This is despite the fact that some people may have the idea that Warren is closer than they actually are. This is a substantially higher number than before. He is requesting assistance in fundraising in order to bring Warren and himself closer together. He is doing this in order to bring the distance that separates them closer together. Elizabeth Warren disclosed that she had $3 million more in the bank than he had before the end of the most recent fiscal quarter. This information was reported after the quarter closed. The information that is in question was disclosed by the person who is currently speaking.